Some news coming in. Bitcoin has risen above $100,000 for the first time. The cryptocurrency has more than doubled in value this year and is up about 45% in the 4 weeks since Donald Trump's sweeping election victory, which also saw several pro-crypto lawmakers elected to Congress. Many investors believe a second Trump presidency will see a more friendly regulatory environment for cryptocurrencies. We'll have more on that in Business Today in the next few minutes.
Now, the price of a single Bitcoin has touched $100,000 for the first time.
So the demand for cryptocurrency has increased after the election of Donald Trump and other crypto-friendly lawmakers in the US election. In 2010, a Californian student traded 10,000 Bitcoins, then valued at $41 for 2 large pizzas. They would now be worth $1 billion.
It's expensive pizza.
It's quite confusing, isn't it?
Well, because it's not real, because it's not physical.
Well, it's worth something.
Yeah, but it's just not physical.
Our headlines today. More bobbies on the beat. The Prime Minister promises a named police officer for every neighbourhood in England and Wales. He calls it part of a plan for change. The Conservatives say it's an emergency relaunch.
Pour l'adoption 331.
The French government has collapsed after Prime Minister Michel Barnier was ousted in a no-confidence vote.
Millions of people could face a decade-long wait for the NHS-approved weight loss drug Mounjaro. Health charities say the rollout should be faster.
Good morning. How do you pay for your shopping? For the second year in a row, retailers say we're using more cash. I'll look at why.
It is day 5 of Kevin Sinfield's latest amazing charity challenge. We're back in Rugby League Heartland this morning. He starts here at Beverley Racecourse. But remember, this is yet another ultramarathon. It's not a sprint.
Let's have a look at the newspapers this morning. Thursday morning, starting with the Mirror, leading with Keir Starmer's promise to put 13,000 more neighbourhood police officers in England and Wales. Its headline is "The Long Storm of the Law." Let's have a look at Telegraph. Warning from the head of the British Armed Forces that China is a major nuclear threat to the West.
The Mail also reflects concerns about the UK's armed forces, reporting that a defence minister has said the entire army would likely be wiped out within 1 year of war, if we were brought into a war. And the Times says that millions of obese people will be denied the weight loss drug Mounjaro on the NHS. The healthcare watchdog NICE has agreed it can be prescribed to some patients in England over the next 12 years, as long as advice on diet and exercise is also given. The firm that makes Guinness is limiting the amount that pubs can buy in the build-up to Christmas.
Diageo, which brews the beer in Dublin, is understood to be allocating supplies on a weekly basis. The drink has become more popular with women and younger adults after a marketing push. Demand may also have been increased by recent rugby internationals.
Other news now, and former rugby star Stuart Hogg has been sentenced to a 5-year non-harassment order and fined over £600. The ex-Scotland captain breached bail after repeatedly contacting his estranged wife, Gillian Hogg. He pleaded guilty to a single charge of domestic abuse and is due to be sentenced for that on January the 9th. Mobile phone companies Vodafone and Three have had approval to merge to become the UK's biggest mobile network. The Competition and Markets Authority said they must commit to upgrading 5G coverage and offer short-term customer price rise protections. And Ofsted has warned a significant number of children are experiencing an unorthodox education since the pandemic. The Education Watchdog's new Chief Inspector, Sir Martin Oliver, said education is fractured and fragmented due to part-time timetables and flexi-schooling. And the number of purchases made using cash has risen for the second year in a row after shoppers found it helped them to budget better, according to retailers. The British Retail Consortium said that notes and coins were used in a fifth of transactions last year. Charities have warned that some people are being excluded from essential services that have started to refuse cash. Taylor Swift is once again this year's most streamed artist on Spotify, both globally and in the UK, having clocked up more than 26.6 billion streams. The annual Wrapped event revealed that Sabrina Carpenter's song Espresso was the world's most streamed, while the UK preferred Noah Nahan's Stick Season even.
A big surge in flu cases in hospital compared to this time last year, as NHS England bosses warn of what they're calling a quaddemic. We'll explain what that is. And the Bitcoin boom from $16,000 each 2 years ago to $100,000 now. Where's this cryptocurrency going? The American rugby player and social media star Ilona Maher is heading to England. Why the Bristol Bears are having to find bigger stadiums. And we'll bring you the latest weather forecast ahead of Storm Dara arriving this weekend.